Hey everyone, it's me again, Tiffany from the blog and stuff, Well with Tiffany. I hope that this is finding you well, your family's well, everything is all the things are great. I wanted to come and talk really quickly about vertigo because if you have been dealing with vertigo like I have over the last couple of years, you know that it's literally like a pain in all sorts of places. And I don't think we have enough conversations about vertigo, okay? So let's do that. First off, if you are new here, my name is Tiffany Stewart. I am a certified health coach. I am not a doctor, but I am a certified health coach, which means that I just am very obsessed with things that are all about wellness. And in the wellness space, I also help people try to implement behavioral changes into their life that can fit their routine to help them on the wellness journey. I am literally in my bathroom right now because that is the space and the time that I have to film right now. And so join me in the bathroom. I just wanted to expand on a video I recently posted on my social media. If you are not following me already, I have a blog, but I have also, you can find me on social at Well with Tiffany on most things. And I spoke about vertigo. Vertigo is something that's not really spoken about. Like I mentioned, there was this movie that was made long ago about like this woman going, oh my God, and being so dizzy and all the things. I don't even know if I watched the whole movie, but a couple of years ago, I started dealing with vertigo myself. It is kind of like you just out of nowhere start to kind of feel this like this internal dizziness, like you may move your head and then you kind of feel like you're, at least for me, it feels like sometimes like my eyes are taking a minute to get to where my head is, if that makes sense. And then sometimes I just feel a little dizzy. When I am walking, I'll feel like I'm gonna, like I'm losing my balance. And it's not like I'm gonna fall, but it's just uncomfortable for me. Back in 2017 is when I really thought about it, is when I started to feel it. And now that I kind of keep this internal and also like somewhat written journal having to do with my health. That's something that I encourage people to do so that you can have like these different reference points to when things can happen. Now that I am like years, it's 2022 when I'm filming this now, 5 years later, I'm able to notice a pattern, okay? And I started to notice the pattern last year, and I came to the conclusion of what I might think be contributing to the vertigo. And I spoke to my doctor about it and they said, you didn't seem to diagnose yourself, huh? So that's why I wanted to make this video because I recently had been dealing with vertigo and I shared this on social, as I mentioned, and people were like, So I said, well, I make a longer video about it. As mentioned, I like to keep like somewhat of a mental recollection of the things that are happening with my health and a written kind of. And I noticed that in the spring of most years, 2017, 2018, not 2019 maybe, because I was pregnant, or no, I wasn't pregnant, but I was kind of in the house most of the time. And then 2020, I was in the house a lot of the time. 2021, I started getting out and then it came back again. I realized it was always the spring when it would get triggered the worst. And I noticed in the spring and past 2017, I always have sinus problems. I live in the Northeast. I have sinus problems in the spring. I also have seasonal allergies. You see where I'm going with this? Seasonal allergies triggering the sinus, triggering the inflammation, which I didn't get to. But then the vertigo, it's like this: seasonal allergies, sinus problems, vertigo, all those things. That's not really a triangle, but you get what I'm saying. I realized that it's always that whole sequence that would happen. And so last year I mentioned that to my doctor, my primary care doctor. When I went, I said, hey, I noticed that when I get all this sinus mucus buildup, I know that there are like sensors and crystals in your ear and the pathways are all connected. Is it possible that this is making this vertigo happen? And they said, yes. So that's what I'm here to say, is that it's very possible. And again, I'm not a doctor. You need to go and speak to your own doctor and have your own medical diagnosis and mention it to your doctor, and also keep a mental note of what may be doing the things for you. I noticed that when my histamine levels were like elevated because of seasonal allergies and things, pollen or whatever it is that I might be allergic to, I don't have like other allergies for the most part. It's really just seasonal allergies. When those are triggered, that through your body increases the inflammation in your body And that can also, it gets some mucus buildup because your body's trying to fight off all the pollen and stuff like that. And that can back up the pathways that are dealing in your ear that help you with balancing. Okay, and then that can throw off your alignment because it's all like the sensors and the crystals are all mixed up and they are out of line. They may give you these, they used to give me these exercises to kind of like lay your head this way, then back, this way. And so I find that when I focus rather on the exercises, I do the exercises too, but when I focus on getting the sinus and the seasonal allergy part in line and just like dialed down instead of being like, oh my God. If I focus on reducing those problems, like decreasing the mucus, lowering my histamine, inflammation and the inflammation in my body overall, then the vertigo goes away quicker. And it really kind of stays away until the next time. So I would say to look into those things. Notice when you're having that vertigo, what might have happened right before it. That might be helpful to then go and speak to your doctor about it. And also just keep a mental note. And so I may do like sinus rinses. I will also take a Sudafed if I need to, because it helps with just drying all of that stuff out. I also work on trying to lower the histamine level. I'm not going to go into that. Take whatever you may need to take. That is, your own personal thing, but working on those things to then indirectly and kind of directly deal with the vertigo is something that I've seen a lot of success on. Also, increasing the amount of like turmeric with black pepper, of course, that I take during that time also helps because it lowers the inflammation. And working on the inflammation itself, drinking tart cherry juice is also another thing that I have found successful to lower the inflammation. Okay, because really it's not, okay, let me drink the tart cherry juice and then that will decrease the vertigo. The tart cherry juice is dealing with the inflammation in your body, triggered by the increased histamine. So it's all the things. What I'm saying is it may be helpful to think about what happened around the time you got vertigo. For me, that's what really was the key. Noticing the sinus issues, noticing if something has made me just really, really annoyed, because then that stress can actually increase your inflammation and all that stuff. All the things, okay? It's not just one thing, but maybe that can shed some light to the situation, and maybe you can realize that one thing is causing this other thing, and that it's not just like hopeless, okay? It's not hopeless because my vertigo does go away, but I have to just be mindful when the springtime comes around that I have to be on top of the things. That's what being a human is about, right? Hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section if you do suffer with vertigo, what time of the year, if you notice it, that you do suffer with it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, and TikTok, I'm on there too. Look at me with the things. And give a listen to my podcast, What in the Wellness with Tiffany. It will all be linked in the description box below. See you next time. Make sure to pour into yourself so you're able to pour into others. Bye.